So we will continue with the next group in plant kingdom, that is gymnosperms. So gymnosperms, they are naked seed plants. So the first general character is they are naked seed plants. They are called naked seed plants because the seeds, they are not enclosed inside the fruit. Normally seeds are present inside the fruit, but here they are not enclosed or they are not present inside the fruit. That's why gymnosperms, they are commonly called naked seed plants. Now these plants, they have a plant body. They have a plant body that is called sporophyte. So here the plant body is differentiated into roots, stem and leaves. Then they are vascular plants. Gymnosperms are vascular plants, means they have vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. So xylem helps in conduction of water, phloem helps in conduction of food. Conduction means transport. So phloem helps in transport of food. Gymnosperms, they are heterosporous plants. Heterosporous means they produce two types of spores, right? Since there are two types of spores, they are called heterosporous. So gymnosperms, they are woody trees which live for many years. So they are perennial, right? So they are perennial woody trees which live for many years. Now these plants, that is gymnosperms, they have two types of cones. So their reproductive organs, they are grouped to form cones. So the cones, they are classified as so here cones, they are also called strobili. One strobilus. So strobilus means cone. So here the two types of cones, they are male cones and female cones. So the male cones, they have pollen grains. The female cones have ovules, right? So these cones, they take part in reproduction. So these are some general characters of general characters of gymnosperms, right? So you may expect a 5-mark question, write the general characters of gymnosperms. So gymnosperms, they are naked seed plants because seeds, they are naked, means open. They are not located inside the fruit. They are sporophytes, which are differentiated into root, stem and leaves. They are vascular. So these plants are called vascular or vascular plants because they have vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. Then they are heterosporous plants, means they produce two types of spores. Then they are woody trees. So these are the woody trees which live for many years and they produce cones, right? So these are the reproductive organs which are grouped to form cones, which are of two types. So it is the male strobilus and female strobilus, or male cone and female cone, which produce pollen grains and ovules which help in reproduction. Then the examples. So the examples of gymnosperms. So these are some examples of gymnosperms. So they are Pinus, Cycas and Ginkgo. So that is about the group gymnosperms. So next we will consider another group, that is angiosperms. So the general characters of angiosperms. So angiosperms, they occupy highest position in plant kingdom. So we can say angiosperms are higher plants. So they occupy the top position in the plant kingdom. So they occupy highest position. They are called higher plants. Angiosperms are commonly called flowering plants. Angiosperms, they are commonly called flowering plants because they produce flowers, right? They produce flowers. So flower is a modified shoot that is meant for sexual reproduction, right? So I repeat, flower is a modified shoot that takes part in sexual reproduction. Now here, flowers produce male and female sex organs. So flowers, they produce male and female sex organs. So male sex organ is androecium, and the female sex organ is gynoecium. So androecium and gynoecium are the sex organs in plants. So androecium, it produces pollen grains, gynoecium produces ovule, right? So gynoecium, it produces ovule and they take part in sexual reproduction. Angiosperms are sporophytes, right? So angiosperms are sporophytes where the plant body is differentiated into root, stem and leaves. Then angiosperms are vascular plants because they are because they have vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. Then the classification of angiosperms. So they are classified into two groups. So that is the classification of angiosperms. So angiosperms are classified into two groups, that is monocotyledonae and dicotyledonae, or in short monocot plants and dicot plants. The example of monocot plant is rice. The example of dicot plant is mango. Now here they are called monocot because they have a single cotyledon. They have a single cotyledon, so they are called monocot. Mono means one, single. Cot indicates cotyledon. So rice seed, it is composed of a single cotyledon, right? They are called dicot. Di means two. Cot, cotyledon. So two cotyledons, right? Now for example, the mango seed. If you see the mango seed, it is having two parts or two cotyledons. Right? So such plants, they are called dicot plants. So here single cotyledon is present. Here there are 2 cotyledons. So that is about the angiosperms. So here you may expect a 5-mark question. Write the general characters of angiosperms. So you have to write, they are the higher plants which occupy top position in plant kingdom. Then they are commonly called flowering plants because they produce flowers. So flowers, they are modified shoots involved in sexual reproduction. Now these flowers, they have sex organs classified as male and female sex organs. The male sex organ is androecium, the female sex organ is gynoecium. Angiosperms are sporophytes, where the plant body is differentiated into roots, stem and leaves. Then they are called vascular plants because they have vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. Then they are classified. Angiosperms, they are classified into 2 groups as monocot plants and dicot plants. Monocot plants have a single cotyledon. Its example is rice. Dicot plants have 2 cotyledons. Its example is mango. Then after this we shall continue with the next part. So next we will consider alternation of generations. So we have discussed this in the different plant groups. So alternation of generations, it is the alternation of 2 phases in the life cycle of plants. So with this flow chart we shall study this. So just see this flow chart. It explains the alternation of generations. Now here, gametophyte is one phase or one stage, they are saying. So gametophyte is one phase or one stage in the life cycle of plants. Now this phase is haploid. Here N indicates haploid. N indicates haploid, means one set of chromosomes. Another phase, the second phase, is sporophyte, which is represented as 2N. Here 2N indicates diploid. That is 2 sets of chromosomes. Now these two phases, gametophyte and sporophyte, they alternate with each other in the life cycle of plants. Means one phase is gametophyte, next phase is sporophyte, again gametophyte, sporophyte. So they alternate with each other in the life cycle, and that is called alternation of generations. So here alternation means one generation alternates with another generation. Means one gametophyte, one sporophyte, one gametophyte and one sporophyte. Generations, the two generations, they are gametophyte and sporophyte. Now see here, gametophyte is haploid, it produces gametes which are haploid. Now these gametes, that is male and female gametes, they fuse. That process is called fertilization to produce zygote. So the male gamete fuses with female gamete. So male gamete is haploid, female gamete is haploid. So the fusion of male and female gametes, it produces zygote. So n plus n, this becomes 2n. So zygote is diploid. Now this zygote develops and it produces a sporophyte, which is diploid. So sporophyte is diploid because it develops from the diploid zygote. Now this sporophyte, it grows, it produces spores. So it produces spores by a reduction division that is called meiosis. A reduction division called meiosis. So diploid sporophyte produces haploid spores. So 2n is reduced to n, and that takes place by a type of reduction division that is called meiosis. So these haploid spores, now they germinate, they grow, and they produce gametophyte. So in this way, this life cycle continues, where these two generations alternate with each other, and that is called alternation of generations. So next we will consider the plant life cycles. Now these plant life cycles, they are divided into three types. So the three types of plant life cycles are So that is the summary of plant life cycles. So plant life cycles, they are of three types: haplontic, diplontic and haplodiplotic life cycles. Here haplontic indicates haploid, diplontic indicates diploid. Haplodiplotic means haplodiploid. Right? Now you know the meaning of haploid and diploid. Haploid is the one set of chromosomes. Diploid indicates two sets of chromosomes. Similarly, triploid, three sets of chromosomes. Got it? So all this is called as ploidy. Right? So ploidy, that is set of chromosomes or sets of chromosomes. So ploidy is classified as haploid, diploid, triploid, tetraploid, pentaploid and so on. So I'll just mention here. Right? So ploidy means the set or sets of chromosomes which are present in the cells. Ploidy is classified as haploid or haploidy, diploid or diploidy, triploid or triploidy, tetraploid or tetraploidy, pentaploid or pentaploidy and so on. So haploid is written as N, diploid 2N, triploid 3N and so on. Got it? So first we shall consider haplontic life cycle. So in haplontic life cycle, one phase which is haploid. So which phase is haploid in the life cycle of plants? So it is gametophyte. So in haplontic life cycle, the gametophyte or the haploid gametophyte is well developed. So it is dominant over the sporophyte. Right? So the main phase in this life cycle is gametophyte, which is haploid. So this is well developed and is dominant over the sporophyte. Since it is the main phase, the life cycle is called haplontic. Then second one is diplontic life cycle. So here diplontic indicates diploid. So which phase is diploid? Sporophyte. So sporophyte is diploid. So sporophyte is well developed in this life cycle. So it is the main phase. So the main phase in such life cycles is a sporophyte which is diploid. And this diploid sporophyte is dominant over the haploid gametophyte. So since this is the main phase here, which is stronger or well developed, it is called diplontic life cycle. Then haplodiplontic life cycle. So here both the phases, that is gametophyte and sporophyte, they are well developed and both are multicellular, right? So such life cycle where both the phases, that is gametophyte and sporophyte, both the phases are well developed and both the phases are multicellular. In that case, the life cycle is called haplodiplontic life cycle. So haplodiplontic life cycle is commonly observed in bryophytes and pteridophytes. So bryophytes and pteridophytes. Here P is silent. So it is pteridophytes. Whereas diplontic life cycle is commonly observed in gymnosperms and angiosperms. So these are the three types of life cycles in plants. So with this we shall conclude this video and we shall continue in the next video.